Hi everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It is the weekend again. It's Saturday, March the 2nd, and this, of course, the weekend video. We'll take a quick look at what happened last week, and we went out with a bang on Friday. And then we'll take a look ahead, look at some stocks that we're watching for next week, and just where the market might be headed. So let's get down to it. Okay, so let's start out with the weekend review, February 26th. Don't worry, be happy. That was the theme song for the markets this week as we did move higher into the weekend. That Dell earnings report on Thursday night really lit a fire yet again under the AI stocks with all the semis moving up there. Dell reporting that the demand for their AI servers very strong. PCE index, price index data that came out was pretty much in line with expectations. We did get some negative economic data, factory orders, and consumer sentiment down a bit. Of course, this just added a little bit of hope that we might start seeing some cuts in these yields sooner than later. So hopefully by midsummer is what the market was pricing in. And finally, of course, Bitcoin literally just ripped higher, breaking through this 60,000 barrier on the weekend. So again, Qs and SPYs hitting record highs this week. Even the small caps really just joined in the party there. They were actually the biggest gainers on the week as this rally kind of broadened out a bit, which is something that everybody wants to see. Technology, obviously the big gainer. Consumer discretionary wasn't so bad either. Communication services, healthcare sectors were the losers on the week. Healthcare has been strong, but this week a bit of a pullback. And treasuries kind of down a little bit, again on that sort of negative economic news, hoping for a rate cut coming soon. And US dollar, even though we did get a bit of a drop in the treasuries, was pretty much flat on the week. And again, as I mentioned, Bitcoin very strong last week, up well over $10,000 per coin, which was absolutely amazing. So let's just take another look. I just wanted to show something here, just kind of a little humorous. Some people say this type of magazine cover is the indication that the bull market run may be over. When magazines start, reporting about how high the bull market can run. So my other question is, has the person making your latte in the morning or the Uber driver, have they been talking to you about buying NVIDIA? That's usually another good sign that the market is probably getting overheated and probably going to do for a pullback. But I'm not advocating that, just sort of a little humor there. All right, and before we continue on here, as always, I'd like to do a quick plug for my books on Amazon. There they are, How to Swing Trade, Profiting as an Active Trader, and my latest one, How to Trade Options. Of course, it was down in Las Vegas on Friday, doing a talk on trading options for a living. And good news for people that were waiting for the audio version of the How to Trade Options book. It was reviewed and approved on this week, Wednesday. So it is available in all formats, audio, and of course, hard copy or paper copy if you want to pick that up. But there's my books. They're all on Amazon and available for you to check out if you're interested. And now let's get down and look at some charts. So let's get down and look at some charts here. As I mentioned, we did have some weakish economic data last week come out, and yields responded accordingly. We had a little bit of a drop in the 2-year, and as well you'll see that in the 10-year, a little bit of a drop there. This 5.35 area, that's an area where I would be concerned if yields started getting up that direction. But if we continue to see weaker economic data, then I would expect this to start to head lower again, the 2-year and the 10-year. So keeping an eye on that level, especially on the 10-year. Transports, again, not a bad week overall. Let's take a look. This is always a gauge of economic activity, and we just seem to be chopping in a bit of a range here on the transports. As far as the Dow goes, again, kind of a choppy week. And as I mentioned earlier, I thought we were going to look at some consolidation. We did go out pretty close to the high on the week, just down a fraction, as I already mentioned, 0.1%. But Dow is still firmly in a uptrend. But again, looking a little bit extended, RSI can see we're really up there. Stochastics extended as well. So we need to maybe spend some time at this level consolidating. The Qs, again, there is this level here, 440, broke through that nice and cleanly on Friday on the Dell report, and then more AI excitement there. And again on the weekly, firmly in an uptrend, overbought, but doesn't mean we can't still. We've been overbought by RSI standards, since this December. So doesn't mean we just can't keep going higher. That's just momentum continues to take us up. The SPY, same thing, breaking out, new high. Don't want to repeat myself. And again, on the week, a little bit better volume last week on the SPY, but again, just continues higher. RSI and stochastics all showing we're really overbought. But again, as I said, we can stay that way. IWM's kind of interesting. We are on the verge of breaking out here. You can see this prior high here and this prior high here where we failed. And again, we just on the Friday, we did manage to break out. Not bad volume actually on that breakout as well. So you can see here on a weekly, here's our prior level of resistance right around 195. We did push up, tried to get through it, pulled back. This is your typical check back after a breakout, and now we are moving up. So next area that could be interesting is somewhere around 210, and then we might even get to 215 if the momentum continues here on the IWM. VIX, again, there's just no fear in the market. This is the fear gauge. Of course, no fear apparently of a big sell-off coming. And again, dollar, bit of a choppy week. I think we ended up pretty much flat on the week. You can see here just basically no gain at all on the UUP, which is what I use to sort of gauge dollar strength. Bitcoin, here we are sitting around 62,000, just over. Just an amazing couple days there on Bitcoin, and breaking out here on a monthly, really overbought. Probably need to have a little bit of a consolidation or pullback, but just amazing. And as you know, we'll talk about stocks I'm in. I've been trading Ethereum, and that's worked out really well. So let's start looking at some charts of stocks we're watching for next week. Okay, so first one was Apple. Apple I was featured last week as well. Looking at this 185 level, I did sell some calls there because I thought it just continued to look weak. It had continuing to lose this 200-day moving average. So short of the 185 calls, let them expire worthless at the end of the week there. And Apple continues to look weak here as it came down to an area where probably see some support. But again, I think just money is just moving out of Apple. Look at the volume on Thursday, a little less volume on Friday. Bit of a rebound, but I still think Apple is really challenged, and is, as long as it's below this 200-day moving average. So good place to remain short. Airbnb, really like Airbnb. It's starting to break out here. Had a nice sort of pullback here, and then a bit of an ascending triangle, and we did break out on Friday. And here was your prior resistance around 155, and now we're at almost 160 here. So potential to sell some 150 puts, or just get long, because I think we've got room to run up to 175, 180 area. AMD, again, AMD just ripped Thursday, ripped Friday, through this $200 level. Look at the volume here too, big volume. This stock is not dropping back to 180, which is where it started the week. But it's looking very strong. Momentum, not quite overbought yet, but I mean, it's just the momentum is definitely behind AMD and, of course, NVIDIA. BA, still short these 260 calls. They're way up here. BA's really struggling here. I think that you have to be aware of this $200 level. It has provided support numerous times now, once, twice, three times, four times. and it just right at the $200 level. So watch out if it fails there. Bit of volume on Friday as well. There was some news after the market closed about them potentially buying Spirit. So I'm not sure how that's going to Spirit or one of the company that they contracted. They actually sold that makes a lot of their parts. I'm not sure if the name's Spirit. I might be getting that wrong, but we'll see how the stock reacts on Monday after that news comes out. So here's my Ethereum trade. Got in back here around $12. It's up over. It's up almost at 17 now. This is a Toronto Stock Exchange, and that's how I played Ethereum, because there was an ETF for Ethereum on the Toronto Exchange. Beautiful run on that one. Google Alphabet, it's really struggling here. It's had a number of misses on their AI rollout, and it's just it's paying the price. I still think the Google assets are incredibly valuable. I think if we can get down to 134 on the 200-day, I'd be watching it there, possible long. But I think that Google is going to find a bottom at some point, and I still think it's a strong play. It's got a lot of data basically, and AI needs data. Meta's breaking out. Here's another one I'm long. I just got long. This is really just another nice move higher here on Friday, and who knows where that's going, but it's turning back up again. Long MIDU, been on this for a couple weeks now. You can see here the mid caps were breaking out, and this could be an area where we might find some resistance around 50, but I think we're probably go higher on the mid caps. Roku, I sold some. I think last week I had mentioned I sold 62 puts, thinking the bottom was in, and we did kind of chop around here. I did cover the puts on Thursday, I should say, for a pretty significant gain. I didn't let them expire worthless because I was a little bit concerned about this candle, and it looked like it might go back down. I didn't want to get stopped out of that trade, so still got a nice profit on it. Tesla, we'll wrap up with Tesla. Tesla's looking like it wants to move higher here. Let's look at it on a weekly. It's a little more clear. You can see here we're holding sort of this 195, 190 area, 192.50. This 205, 207 area is resistance. I mean, if we can break through there, we're probably good back up to at least these moving averages, which is being the 220s. So watch Tesla. I'm not really sure why we're buying Tesla. The EV market is struggling. A lot of the EV cars are struggling, but you can see stochastics have turned here, and MACD is getting ready to cross, and RSI is heading the right direction. So Tesla could potentially be along. You could sell some puts here, 190. Then use that money to buy some maybe some 210 calls next week, or just sell the 190s. And if you needed protection, buy something a little bit lower, and you could have some protection as well on that. A lot of those strategies covered in my options trading book. So that's it for the stocks that I am going to be watching next week, some of them. So just wrapping things up for the week here. This what we got to look forward to on the week of March 4th. I just keep bumping these resistance levels up because we just keep moving higher in the Qs and the SPY. Dow a little bit flat on the week, but the IWM kind of breaking out here. So next level of resistance to 10. There it is. As far as economic events go, we do have some factory orders. We've got ADP employment. That'll be interesting on Wednesday. Powell will be testifying in Congress or to Congress on Wednesday at 10. And then he picks up again at 9:15 on Thursday. So that could be some market moving activity as he speaks and answers questions. And of course, we've got the big Friday wages, payrolls, and unemployment data coming up, which again will be closely watched by people to see where employment is going and wages are going. As far as earnings goes, here's some of the stuff that's coming up this week. It's some interesting things. We got Target and Neo. CrowdStrike should be good. Again, Ross Stores, a few retailers. Chinese stock JD thrown in there. Foot Locker, that's another interesting one. And then Thursday after the close is going to be a lot of fireworks. We've got Broadcom, Costco, Marvell, Mondu, and Docu. So loaded up on Thursday after the close. So that's it, everybody. Hope you're all having a great weekend. And of course, we will be starting a pre-market show live on YouTube. BBT Community is where you'll find us. And we'll be going there at 8 o'clock on Monday morning. And then, of course, trading the market open at 8:30, 9:30 with our members. So take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the weekend. And we will see you on Monday morning, hopefully. Bye for now.